So this Destiny 2 Beyond Light expansion looks kind of interesting, I guess. But they won't get me this time. I'll wait and see what people think before I get this one. Wait, what's that sound? What the hell is that? Oh my god. It's not. Is it? Is it the... Hi guys and welcome to Gaming Watcher. My name is Rolton and in this video I'll go through the new raid, the Deep Stone Crypt, that is releasing with the new Destiny 2 Beyond Light expansion. Since we don't know what the raid is going to be exactly, this is going to be speculation, but I'm also going to go through some of the lore of the Deep Stone Crypt just to give you guys a better understanding of what it is. Also, I have a giveaway going right now where you can win $200, so if you haven't seen that yet, be sure to check it out on my channel before it goes away. And if you don't want to miss out on future giveaways, make sure to subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell. Anyways, I think that the Deep Stone Crypt is one of the most fascinating pieces of lore in Destiny, and that is why I'm really excited that this is the focal point of the new expansion. I actually think that we might be fighting a very well-known character from Destiny 1 and Fallen turned into Exos. I'll tell you everything you need to know in this video, so stick around guys, I'll make it worth your time. As you know, this November a new expansion is coming to Destiny 2 called Beyond Light. In this expansion we're going to Europa, where we're going to fight the Fallen. There's some mysterious pyramid there, and then we're going into the Deep Stone Crypt for the raid. So what exactly is the Deep Stone Crypt? Well, there's a lot of mystery around it and a clear answer has not been given yet, but there are a lot of clear pointers in the lore that the Deep Stone Crypt is the birthplace of the Exos. So to understand the Deep Stone Crypt, you really need to understand the Exos as well. So let's start there. The Exos, or Exo minds, are war machines that have consciousness and are self-aware. They were built by Clovis Bray in the Golden Age, but the reasons why have been long forgotten and remains a mystery. There is a pretty interesting lore quote from one of the Grimoire cards. Ask yourself, what threatened your Golden Age ancestors so much that they constructed the Exos to defend themselves? Maybe we'll actually get an answer to the question in Beyond Light, and maybe this threat is back. During the collapse, the Exos' memories were shattered and nearly all knowledge about their origins were lost. Throughout the Dark Age, the Exos helped build the last city, and many of them went on to become guardians. So the Exos are shrouded in mystery. No one really knows why they were created or how, not even themselves. But all Exos know the Deep Stone Crypt. They know it because they dream about it. All Exos have the same dream where they return to the Deep Stone Crypt. This is pretty fascinating because though the dream is always about going to the tower that represents the Deep Stone Crypt, the way that the Exos get to the tower differs. So for some Exos it's just a peaceful walk to the tower, but for most they meet an army that they have to slay to get to the tower. Why this difference is not known, but what is also interesting is that the army they have to slay consists of the people that they meet, the people they work with, eat with, and otherwise know from their daily lives. And they kill all of them in the dream. The reason for this dream is unknown, but it's speculated that the violent part of the dream is hinting that the Exos were created for much more aggressive purposes than we might have thought, and that some part of them is constantly thinking about killing everyone they know. Cade 6, a well-known Exo in Destiny 2, is the only Exo that we have ever heard talking about the fact that he was once human and that he remembers going to Europa and being turned into an Exo. I really hope that we're getting more of this story in Beyond Light. As I have said before, I think that we're getting something about Cade 6. I don't think that he's coming back, but we might get the story of the Deep Stone Crypt told through Cade's memories. That would be very cool. So one more interesting fact before we leave the Exos and focus entirely on the Deep Stone Crypt and the new raid. Have you ever wondered why the Exos have a number after their name in many cases? Like Ada 1 from the Black Armory, Cade 6, or Banshee 44, the gunsmith? This number is a symptom of the fact that the Exos suffer from what is called DER, dissociative exo mind rejection. This is where the mind of the Exos reject the body, and it can in some cases be a fatal condition. Clovis Bray, the creator of the Exos, tried to remedy this in two ways. One way was to reboot the Exos so that there were no memories left of the old body, and therefore the mind would more easily be able to accept the new mechanical body. This did not work 100% though, and therefore the Exos sometimes have to be rebooted again. The number by their name corresponds to the number of times that their mind was rebooted. So Kate 6, for example, has been rebooted 6 times. The other way that Chloe sought to fix the DER was implementing human needs into the mechanical body, so for example the need to eat or reproduce. These are completely artificial and the Exos don't really need to eat, but it makes them feel more human, which in turn helps minimize the chances of the mind rejecting the body. Most Exos, when asked, think about themselves as being human. So that is a short breakdown of what we know about the Exos and their connection to the Deep Stone Crypt. But what do we know about the crypt itself? Very little, to be honest. The most detailed description we have is from the Exo dream, the one with the tower that we just discussed. It is described like this. This is the tower where we were born. Not the tower, just the tower in a dream. The tower stands on a black plain. Behind the tower is a notch in the mountains where the sun sets. The teeth of the mountain cut the sun into fractal shapes, and the light that comes down at evening paints synapse shapes on the ground. Usually it's evening when we come. The ground is fertile. This is good land. We go to the tower in dreams. But that doesn't mean it's not real. So, is it really a tower? I'm not sure. I think that we see very short glimpses of the Deep Stone Crypt in the gameplay trailer for Beyond Light. I think this is the Deep Stone Crypt, because if you look closely at the walls, it looks like some kind of giant mainframe or server. That's how I imagine the Deep Stone Crypt, as a giant computerized factory that builds these Exos. This is also why I think that this clip is from the Deep Stone Crypt. If you look closely at this vehicle thing, you can actually see small human looking beings inside it. I think these are the Exo bodies being transported through this giant factory where they are created. So nowhere in these clips do we see anything looking like a tower. There is this one piece of concept art on the website ArtStation, but the description here just says D2 concept art. But I mean, if this is official Destiny 2 concept art and there's a tower on an icy planet, there's not really that much else it can be. So the only question is if this is actually official Destiny 2 concept art. We also know that the Deep Stone Crypt is the home of the infamous subroutine which seeded the first Exo consciousness. This is another reason why I picture a massive computer. And this is it. This is what we know. So what is the new raid going to be like? Well, first of all, I imagine that the art style will be exactly what we see in these short clips in the trailer. Very high tech, light, sleek, very futuristic and massive in its look. I think it's going to be absolutely awesome, not gonna lie. I'm so freaking hyped for this, guys. I can't wait. We also know that the Fallen is going to be the main enemy in Beyond Light. So what is the story there? The raid is also a main part of the plot in any expansion, so how is the Fallen and the Deep Stone Crypt connected? We can only speculate, but I think that the Fallen is trying to wield the Deep Stone Crypt to make their own Exo warriors to fight for them, and we're going in there to stop them from doing that. There are some wild theories going on Reddit about fighting a rebooted and mind-wiped version of Kate 6, the so-called Kate 7, but I don't buy it. I don't think that Bungie would make such a beloved character a boss that you have to defeat. They're not Naughty Dog. You get it? So, I think that we're fighting Fallen in the raid, but I don't think that Eramis, the giant Fallen shown in the trailer for Beyond Light, is gonna be the final boss. It might be another Fallen though. Might be someone like Varix. Varix is a Fallen that was the warden of the Prison of Elders. He was not loyal to any of the Fallen houses other than the House of Judgment. He fled after a conversation with the Fanatic and is now some sort of Kill of Kills, which is the highest ranking kill in the Fallen hierarchy. I could see him being the final boss of the raid. Maybe the story is that he's trying to take control of the Deep Stone Crypt to both make Exo Fallen warriors, but also to make himself into an Exo to give himself eternal life. He might actually already have succeeded, and we're going to fight him as an Exo as well as other Exo Fallen. That would be kind of cool. We'll have to see though. At this point, it's all speculation. If you want to connect with me or other gaming watchers, feel free to join the Discord. There's a link in the description. If you like this video, please leave a like. It really helps the channel out and I appreciate the support so much from you guys. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you don't want to miss out on other Destiny content or news, hit that notification bell. Okay guys, as always, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.